handoff to Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scores!
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him! Wow! Edwards pulls off and buries the flag! Shot for Darby!
Up the middle, Sparky strikes first. Touchdown, Arizona State. And Matt, when you have a back that is that physical.
It's a first down, Sun Devil. Stovall off. Good throw by Levitt. He's going to roll out of the pocket, keep his eyes downfield. He's going to take a shot. There's Tyson again. Tyson makes a move. Touchdown, Arizona State. In goal. Stovall in motion. Levitt to run. Sam Levitt. Touchdown, Arizona State. Hand it to the big man. Scatterboo. Touchdown, Arizona State. Oh, do we have a Texas two-step going tonight in San Marcos? It's a difference.
Scatterboo takes the direct snap and scores.
Kid is amazing, man. That dude just the whole offense. And yes, welcome into Thirsty Thursdays edition of Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, as you guys know, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. Yes, I know you know that. See the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also, you can see it on my IG, michael.caratanudo.5. Yes, I know you know that. And for you wonderfully awesome Pitchfork Lunchers, I know I remind you every day. You can go to my YouTube channel, y'all. And, I know I tell you every day you can subscribe. Any interviews you may have missed, as you know, any insiders, coaches, players, insiders, voices, everything here on Pitchfork Lunch, ripping around Sun Devil Nation. You can go to YouTube. Well, you can watch live on YouTube first and foremost. You can always do that too. Give it a like, but you can subscribe to my channel. So you see my name, Michael Caratunuto, and you go to YouTube, see the name, but it's at the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe, my friends, because again, like I said, you have missed a ton of interviews. Yeah, so again, go to YouTube and subscribe. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and guess what? You'll get all caught up because you missed a ton of interviews. And if you're watching live, you're going to want to stay here, and you might want to let your friends know as well too, because we're going to have a very, very awesome guest joining me today. Will be, drum roll, no, terrible drum roll, I know, Sun Devil Offensive Coordinator Marcus Arroyo. Got the contract extension, is a Broyles Award finalist for the top assistant coach in the country. And yeah, just meshed well with obviously Coach Dillingham. He's going to join us in about 7 minutes. So again, if you're watching live, stay here. If not, let your friends know. Also, let your friends know that Coach Arroyo will be coming on, and they need to check it out because again, we get the coaches here, man. Talked to Coach Chewy Telly last week, talking to Coach Arroyo this week. Obviously, we've talked to Coach Ward, to Coach Regal. So yeah, just bringing it all to you here as we get ready and charge towards the Peach Bowl. But Marcus Arroyo will be joining us. Coach Arroyo, again, so stoked he's taking the time to do this. And again, right here on Pitchfork Lunch, Forks Up, Sun Devil Nation, I got you covered. So it'll be awesome to catch up with him. And a Broyles Award, like I said, finalist, which is for the top assistant coach in college football. That's what it comes down to. So that, again, well earned. It's well deserved because it was well earned with award that he is up for. And we've seen what this offense has done under Coach Arroyo. So again, subscribe to the YouTube channel anyway, but you're not going to want to miss this. Also, my friends, don't forget, we are now part of Pitchfork Lunch is now part of the best internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. Again, go to www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Bam. Go to listen live. Click play Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. There is Pitchfork Lunch, Sun Devil content all over the Casual Sports Radio Network. Again, Casual E inviting Pitchfork Lunch to be part of the family. Again, you can also hear replays of the show But when you go on to their website, again, www.ksrnaz.com, you can see the scheduling, everything, follow their socials. And again, you want to talk about not just great coverage, obviously, here of the Sun Devils, but also the Suns. They're back in action tonight. The Cardinals, 7-7, got Carolina, a team that, again, has been struggling, and the Cardinals should beat coming up this week. Go to 8-7 again. Team has a chance to finish 10-7. They are right there in the thick of this wild card hunt. Well, Seattle lost. I mean, technically, the division hunt too, man. I mean, they got the Rams coming up and the Niners, so it's this team could finish 4-2 in division play, but nonetheless, Casual Ease got you covered again. Suns, Cardinals, D-backs, Mercury, now Sun Devils again. So if you're driving, of course, I want you to watch, but like I say to you every day, and I know Sun Devil fans, you're smarter than people, that frequented that school down south. So yes, don't watch and drive. I know you're smart, won't do that, but you can listen, on your Bluetooth. So again, go to www.ksrnaz.com. Click listen live, run it through your Bluetooth. Bam, page opens up, listen live. Meeting friends for lunch, cool. And then now you can get all caught up. You won't miss the interview with Coach Arroyo. So that will be, again, very, very awesome for you. So, like I said, don't be bashful and listen. And then you get to lunch. You can still listen. You can listen, but you can put it on and see it. So it'll be absolutely awesome. But yeah, I mean, look, it's this offense, a hell of a year. I mean, Cam Scattaboo, over 1,500 yards, finished 5th in the Heisman Trophy voting. Plus, we'll hear from Cam too. Last night there was an awesome event out at the trophy room in Chandler, and he was out there, part of the weekly ASU radio show. But Graham Rossini, the athletic director, was out there. Cam Scattaboo was out there again. They were on the show, but got to catch up with him. So yeah, it's just it's absolutely awesome. So we'll hear from Cam Scattaboo as well from last night. But yeah, it's very, again, very, very exciting time. Obviously getting ready for the Peach Bowl, and yeah, there's some hardwood. Go to my X/Twitter account at Diablo00. Again, I posted again, there were some awesome trophies out there. The Territorial Cup was out there last night, but so was the Big 12 Championship Trophy and the Peach Bowl from 1970, the championship, the trophy from winning that game the last time the Devils were there. So again, absolutely exciting and awesome. Hoops again, men's hoops getting ready. By the way, again, yes, football getting ready, but men's hoops getting set to take on UMass. Women's hoops getting set to take on Utah. And again, hockey, they're on a little bit of still practicing. I know Coach Powers has them working, get a little bit of a break, but they have their exhibition coming up, the U.S. National Team Development squad. So that's coming up at the end of the month too. So again, very, very awesome and phenomenal, exciting times here in Sun Devil country. So I'm going to step aside when we get back though. Coach Arroyo will be with us here on Pitchfork Lunch.
Audio Jungle.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
All right, we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch, my friends, my fans, my Sun Devils, and just like I promised you, again, it's an awesome day. They are getting ready for the Peach Bowl, as we know. Don't know who they're playing yet because they earned a bye, and a huge part of that is because of, like, the guest I told you coming up right here is the ASU offensive coordinator. And a man, again, has been a head coach, been an assistant, played the quarterback position, has done a phenomenal job. So, yeah, he is Marcus Arroyo, and he is joining us now. Coach, how you doing?
Good, Mike. How you doing, man?
Oh, man. Hey, well, being an alum and being a homer, I know, I think I said to you, I mean, Coach Regal, obviously been covering him here in Arizona since he was in the high school ranks. And, you know, me being a homer starting the show, it's always great to be a Sun Devil. But, man, the electricity you guys started on campus and the other sports too, but it is a phenomenal time to be a Sun Devil. So, Coach, I mean, you got hired a little bit over a year ago. Let's start with that. I mean, December 4th, it's basically been a year. You guys obviously have goals and you want to accomplish stuff. And, yeah, the injury bug last year here, as you know, was just brutal. But, man, could you have imagined this? 11-2, Big 12 champs, and headed to the first 12-team college football playoff.
Yeah, it's been an awesome run, man. It's been an awesome experience in the short time in the first year, and I mean, I've just tried to add whatever I could to the culture and group and chemistry that coach has already created, and it's been awesome, man. It's been exactly what I've hoped to be as far as the culture and the people and the opportunity to do what I do, and that's do football on this side of the ball and try to bring a whatever kind of change and help and assistance and guidance and formula I could help to ramp this thing up, man. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. And, you know, let me ask you this, because I said the other sports, and granted, everybody agrees. I mean, it's the fall, it's college sports. Football sets the tone. But, man, when you see, obviously, the other sports and volleyball, doing what they did, winning, first year in the Big 12, just like you guys, win a Big 12 championship, and the electricity they created, and even, soccer and early on with basketball and what Coach Powers is doing in hockey. I mean, the weekend you guys beat BYU, they beat the number one team in the country twice. When the program's doing that, just as a coach of another sport, you're obviously focused on what you're doing, but how awesome is that? How electric is that when other sports are in on the party?
Yeah, I mean, it adds a lot that I don't think people really understand to the whole pageantry of your university and your program, because you got to remember, a lot of these guys, they were walking around campus, they're walking around our building and doing football a ton of part of their day. It's a huge piece of their day, almost most of their day, to be honest with you. But outside of that, when you're around the other people in your program, or other people on your campus, or other people in your athletic department, or other people in your city or your building or your condos, and those people have the same energy and the same excitement, they've got the same ideas and premise as far as winning and setting a good temperament for the bigger picture, it becomes a good catalyst for everybody. Everybody feeds off everybody. I was fortunate to be, at the last spot I was at up in Oregon here for, almost 4 years now. And it was another place, and I've been a couple places where we've had that type of multi-sport kind of dimension where most of the coaches and athletes all were working towards a huge goal, which was being a championship type program. It wasn't like just winning and hanging on and laissez-faire. Right. It was winning championships. It was winning national championships. It was winning conference championships. And so you end up feeding off each other, whether you know that or not, whether you feel it is, whether you're watching hockey over there with coach, or you're going to watch volleyball, which we did, or you're feeding off a Coach Hurley and his recruiting as I first got here, or you're watching Graham take control of this thing, you're feeding off Kenny. I mean, people may not really understand that, but it's no different than any other atmosphere where you're within a group of people and around a larger mass, and everybody's pushing towards the same goals, and you're like, man, I better get up or shut up. And it makes it pretty sweet, man. And your athletes, when you recruit to that, when your athletes come, which right now we're 1,000 miles an hour in recruiting, when you bring kids on campus and they meet the other athletes and they're like, dude, all we're about's winning championships. All we're about's going to win hey, we're going to do better than you guys in your sport. I mean, it ends up being where you've got a bunch of alphas walking around campus. And I think it makes for a really fun environment and program and school and city. And here we are, right? And I think those leaders at the top deserve all the credit.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, like I said, when one sport's winning, like to your perfect description, campus is buzzing, and you go into other sports. But let me ask you this, because, obviously having been a head coach, when you come in, and again, everybody's got goals, and again, you move around, and like all the best coaches have always told me, coaches, that you get hired to get fired. Your goal is to stay long and obviously win. But having been a head coach and then being an offensive coordinator, how does that help you in, I guess, taking stuff off the plate of Coach Dillingham, of a head coach? Because I know I asked Coach Regal about this from one angle, because the deal going on. Does that make, and again, when I say easy, I know your job is not easy, but does it almost make it easier in seeing, like, what's going to get to coach's desk, whether, like you said, it being, recruiting a player or, anything else systematically?
Well, I haven't been in all those seats now. I can speak on it. I think that at the end of the day, when me and Kenny first started talking, it was the fact that if I could come in and be just an autonomous piece of this, and to add to the alignment of what his vision was, that's all I want. That's all we want. And that's all you should want to do as an assistant or as a team member or whatever is you don't come in setting like this. I think you make a mistake setting like this urgent timetable for championships. I don't believe in that. I think that, the goal is obviously to set specific behavioral norms. And to do that, you need to be all in that piece or your silo of what you've got control of. And so if I could come in and make sure that the what to do and how to think of the offense, I took total control of, and could help him focus on what he needed to focus on wholeheartedly as a head coach, which is right now is such a huge piece of what we're doing of college football, so much bigger than it was before, and so many more different avenues they've got to go down. Then to me, my alignment with the totality of the program, what he wanted to get done, was where I wanted to be and where I think he needed me. And that's awesome. And that's all we need. Is I think the next thing part for me and him was I knew that to work together, which is obviously we've never worked together, was I made sure that I was going to earn his trust, and he trusted what we were doing. There has to be organizational clarity on exactly what we're going to get done on offense, and be able to relay messages to him and information to him that he could digest on his own accord when he could do it. Not like, I need you to come look at this. I need you to come in here. That just can't happen at this level. This isn't an audition anymore at this level. Right. This is come in, and you've got to really add a lot of value at whatever role you've got, and you've really got to do your job at the best you can. Have clarity of purpose and understand your role, responsibilities, your expectations. Have the necessary skill sets to do that. Understand how to deal with conflict on your side of the ball and not have to engage on the head coach and have to bring him in, relay information to him that's clear and concise. Make clear decision making. And I think all those things are the things I'm like, look, I want to do these for you, brother. I want to do these for you, and I want to be the head coach of offense and let you do what you got to do. And I think that piece is, I know from my standpoint, looking back at it as a head coach, those are the things that I know I saw my mentors and some really great coaches do, and the things that I know did help me and would help me in the future.
Right. And again, it's in pro game, college game, no matter what, you guys are always busy, but with the recruiting part, and like you said, I mean, you have to be able to make those decisions, but knowing what you guys want to get accomplished. And speaking of that, Coach, I mean, having been a former quarterback, you played at San Jose State. And when you look at coaching quarterbacks and being an offensive coordinator, I've always heard coaches say, like, you love the game, you want to keep it, you want to obviously share it, your gift. But when you play quarterback, when you first started, was it kind of hard because you're like, no, you like do it like this? And meshing styles, obviously every quarterback's going to be different, but working with them. But was it sometimes hard to taper down? And again, not that they were bad players, you brought them in because they're good, but the frustration because you're like, yeah, no, you're seeing it from a quarterback's eyes. What was the biggest challenge in that for you, adjusting from playing, moving up, going to coaching, passing game, offensive coordinator, and what all that you've done?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's ever been a true frustration with I'm a pretty patient in that regard. I probably had really good mentors that were patient with that. I grew up in Northern California at Rockland, watching the 49ers and all our coaches and all our families and all our kids. We grew up watching the dynasty that had, in my opinion, some of the best football coaches and teachers of the game, and Bill Walsh and McKittrick and all the guys that went down that tree. You saw some of the best. We got to see the VHS tapes and all the backstories of NFL films and stuff right there in living color in our backyard. Our high school coaches had the VHSs of like how to install a certain run play we had to like watch in high school. And like we had like, we'd see those and see those teachers.
Right.
I think that all came out. So I used that analogy because I think that helped. Just like any of us, we all learn from who we're around, whether it's those guys early on as a kid and you're a player, whether it's the Coach Tedfords or the Munkins or the Gundys or the Cutters or the McVeys or all the people that you had a chance to be around, and you get to learn and be humbled when you're starting to learn how to do it all. I think that gives you the patience when you then get on the field with kids as you work through your career. I don't ever think that I've ever been so impatient with guys that I've been like, oh, you're not, there's times where you got to obviously be direct and say you're not seeing it that way. But I probably err on the other side in regards to, if they're not seeing it a certain way, it's probably my fault. It's probably something I haven't done right as a teacher. If my kids aren't doing something correct, it's probably in the reality of it. And I think that's the sport in me and having been an athlete is, you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be like, hold on, they're a direct reflection of me in many regards. So I got to do just like a teacher would do in any other class, hopefully, and say, if my kids aren't getting it, I got to look at me first. And so I've always been super patient with that, especially the quarterback, because it's so demanding. It's so freaking hard. My relationship to the teaching aspect of it's always been me first in regards to, if there's something going wrong, I got to fix myself and figure out how I can reteach it or re-engineer it or figure out how they're learning it before I start pointing the finger at them.
Yeah. No, and that's what I meant too, because again, coaching isn't about, you're going to yell, you need to see it like this. It's truly a team effort. When you look at obviously and then we'll get to Sam, obviously what Sam's done this year, a redshirt freshman quarterback, and he comes in and everybody's thinking, man, the O-line, knock on wood, staying healthy this year, and returning a running back like Scat, the running back room that Coach Aguano has, the receivers coming back. What in working with Sam, I mean, and like you said, I mean, it's you're running it, but has there been anything that he's done that almost like, man, like you're confident, obviously, in his skill, but man, it almost like shocks you when you look at tape, like, man, that was really damn good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying to say that that there's not things that every week I'm excited about seeing growth. There's stuff every week I'm like, man, he did it. He did some things that are ahead of the curve. I think the thing that we recognized early was he's got a maturity and a competitiveness about him, a leadership quality, a want, a will to be really, really good. And you never know how fast that's really going to manifest. I think the thing, if there's anything you can control as a coach when you start to sense those type of traits, is, in my opinion, it's what's worked for us in the past, whether it's been, with the Mullins or whether it's been with the Herberts or the Rudolphs or recruiting golf and trying to figure out what golf was going to project at and all that stuff. You start looking at those guys and you're like, all right, I need to start figuring out a plan for each one of them that's going to fit the growth. And I think that's where the quarterback comes in. It's like, all right, what do I know that I don't want to do? Well, I don't want to rattle a young guy's confidence early. So we're not going to go out there and decide that we think we're going to all of a sudden be a team that's going to spin it 450 times to who? We've had no proven receivers. The guys who were here they left, they transferred. The tight end transferred. Scat was here. Bleef was here. There's no quarterback. The tight end left. The wide Badger took off. We got JT who hadn't played. I mean, we're going to get real creative on ways to be efficient with a young quarterback. And each week and all the way at the beginning of camp was, all right, how are we going to be able to take this offense and be efficient and grow confidence? That was my number one deal, was how can you put the offense in a situation and a program in a situation where, number one, you can be efficient and effective without doing things that are completely detrimental to the success of a game. And then how can you really help the program too? Like, one example that I think is kind of a unwritten deal, in my opinion, is like, if you're able to run the ball effectively and show your defense multiple looks, your defense will get inherently better by seeing you. Right. And so I think in turn like that, I've always believed in offense. I want to do those things that I really believe in, but I also want to make the totality of all of us better. Like, how do I get the defense looks at tight end, on and off the ball, empty, run game, all the counter, all the inside zone, all the wide zone, all the play action, all the screen game that they're going to see in the course of the season. So I think it's a perfect combination between a young quarterback who's got that will, the ability for these staff members to really dial into what we wanted to do in the new offense, and then putting guys in position to be successful and not beat themselves and grow confidence throughout the year. And I think, knock on wood, I think we saw a lot of that come to life.
And Coach, I'll get you out of here on this one. To piggyback off that, I mean, what Cam Scattaboo has meant to the offense, like you said, I mean, if you're able to run the ball, the dudes he's trucked, I mean, whether it's in the open field, going to the end zone, just running over guys. Obviously, I know it gives the offense energy, but what is it about him that you've enjoyed working with and just seeing his work pay off? I mean, getting in the Heisman conversation, obviously, for an offensive coordinator, and being in the Heisman conversation, a finalist. I mean, that's in the top 5. But what is it about Cam that you may have known of a little bit before you got here, but just this season, what has he meant to you as you as a coach and offense and the team?
Well, I mean, he's meant the world, man. And he's been a bell cow for us, as we all know. I mean, you don't put yourself in position to be the number 5 Heisman voter in the country without having some special traits. That is all scat. It's then our job as coaches and the offense to put him in position to be able to show those things. And so you came in, I saw toughness, I saw durability, I saw the ability to play on all downs, first and second, third down, not have to come out in certain situations, couldn't be ineffective in a situation where maybe we want to, use the pass game for an example. Didn't feel like I had to pull him out on those situations, which is awesome. Could build some things around him, which we did. And I think, he just really, really highlighted a lot of things that this offense is capable of doing that we've done with other guys, just to a whole nother level. And then obviously the identity of his toughness, physicality, his temperament fits what I believe in and what you want, what I think really is good for a football team. And that's just a rugged toughness that when we say we're going to put our back on the extra defender and let him go to work, that's what he did. And so, I think there's a lot of value in that, man. And then I think if you can get a back like him, I think the one thing that sticks out with guys we've had in the past like him and certain backs is they get better as the game goes on. And so when you start getting a back that gets hot and starts to feel it, then it's the ability. Then it's very energizing to the group. It's contagious, and they can feel that, and they want to, hey, run it again, run it more. Hey, call the run, and that starts to get fun because everybody knows kind of what we're about, and it makes it tough on the defense.
Absolutely. And Coach, obviously you've done a phenomenal job. Like I said earlier, your job is not easy, but yeah, when you can run the ball in football, even for us novice coaches, when you can run the football like that, it is awesome. Coach, man, thanks so much for taking the time. Obviously, congrats too, before you get out of here, on being up for the Broyles Award, being a finalist for that. It's well earned. Thanks for making your first appearance here on Pitchfork Lunch. And I'll see you out at the practice field. We'll catch up soon, man. I appreciate it, Coach.
You got it. All right, Michael. Go Devils.
That is Coach Arroyo. We'll step aside. More Pitchfork Lunch coming up.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use Ayukin.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always laying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those listening on KSRN, you are listening to the best internet radio station on the web. I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. See the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, along with obviously being on the Casual Sports Radio Network. And you can see it on my IG, Michael.Caratino.5, YouTube channel at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. And subscribe away. Yeah, so big forks up there. Absolute forks up to Coach Arroyo for coming on. Again, guys, finally getting to, yes, I've played his sound from practice throughout the season and even last spring. But his first appearance here on Pitchfork Lunch. And yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, played quarterback at San Jose State. It's a Broyles Award finalist, but yeah, just what he's done with the offensive coordinator again, like as a teacher again, if they're all not getting it, like, okay, one person not getting is one thing. Two, okay, instead of getting to three, what can they do? And yeah, Sam Levitt, I mean, you've heard Coach, obviously, Dillingham talk about his competitiveness and, just how he wants to be. Obviously, Cam Scatterby has talked about it. Absolutely phenomenal what Sam Levitt has done this season and just growing and, leading this team to an 11-2 record. And but the offense just as a cog. And you heard Coach Arroyo talking about it right there, guys. If you missed it, again, subscribe to my YouTube channel and go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel. You can see the interview there. It is there. And again, you can watch it. But again, coming in, you have two receivers leave. Jordan Tyson, yeah, he's good, transfer from Colorado, but the year before, I mean, with his injury, he was working to come back, and you didn't know exactly what you had, and banking on, okay, this young man is good, but proven obviously, Xavier Guillory coming off an injury, and seeing what he could be. Well, it may have taken to say, yeah, they ran the ball, but Jordan Tyson obviously grew that relationship with Sam Levitt, and you obviously saw the connection and success they had, but I mean, even a guy like Guillory, and then Shimon Mateer, the tight end, who's just come on, blocking. I mean, just again, being a beast, and for Coach Dillingham talk about it, but how Coach Arroyo has, again, you have an offensive line, and he mentioned Lee Fontana, who he had at UNLV. So when he came in, I mean, again, Lee obviously being at maybe a little bit ahead of a starting curve, or actually say a baseline, but then maybe the rest of the offensive line, but in helping Sam's growth. And we've talked to Leaf about that this year too, but just the pace and the flow and how you can call an offense. And like I said, not easy, but if you can run the ball, how much easier does that make it? So again, it's it is very, very awesome. So I just, again, Coach Arroyo's done. This offense has been pretty money. But I said we would hear from Cam Scatterby, and let's hear from Cam Scatterby, the Sparky's Den show. Last night at the Trophy Room, he was out there. Again, lots of Sun Devil fans out there. The Big 12 Trophy was out there. The Territorial Cup was out there. The 1970 Peach Bowl Trophy. Again, a lot of just hardware and trophies out there, and just, excitement in and of itself. The last Sparky's Den of the season. But yeah, Graham Rossini was on, and then Cam Scatterby was on, and then we got to catch up with Cam. So without further ado, and again, it's split into, well, you'll see, but we'll hear from Cam. Yes. So let's hear from Cam Scatterby last night. Again, catching up with some of us that were out there.
signing all those autographs is like carrying the ball 30 times a game or something?
Yeah, that's, it's awesome, to be a part of this, and I get as much as that I do getting the carries. So.
When you see events like this, I mean, obviously everything, and I know it's been talked about ad nauseam, but from where last year ended to where this year has been, and obviously the fan support. As a player, what does it mean to you? But I mean, as a team too, when you're seeing this all over the valley.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome because you see it and you feel the energy that comes with it. The hard part is can we keep this even if the team goes 7-5 or 4-8? We have to keep that support through the whole time, and if we can keep that going, no matter if there's a bad season or a hiccup here and a hiccup there, we got to make sure we keep the support, because if we don't have that support, it'll never get better. And you see, the valley's been activated. It's being activated as we speak, and it's just awesome to be a part of it. Oh, you're good with Flash. Honestly, it's blinding, but you'll probably see me a little better, so no worries.
Cam, what makes Coach Arroyo that offense work? I mean, I know you're a big part of the offense, but what has he meant to you guys as an offensive coordinator?
Yeah, he's huge. He gets the ball to the players that make the biggest plays, and I think that's huge because he's got a weapon in the quarterback room that he's going to have for a couple of years, and it's dangerous. So having that with the weapons he'll keep bringing in and that he has now has been huge. He knows how to utilize them.
What can you say about Sam's season and just how he's put it all together?
I mean,
so quick?
I can't say enough about him. I talk about him all the time, and like I say all the time, he's going to win a Heisman next 3 years. There's no doubt in my mind. He'll be the best college quarterback coming out of this class, his class, when he goes to the draft. And I'm excited for him and his future. I can't wait to meet him in the next life up in the NFL.
He was talking about a why not us mentality throughout the whole team. Is that something you guys are talking about in terms of making a run at the Natty?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're there now. We're in the playoffs and we have a chance. 14 bracket, you don't really get a chance that often, and we have a chance to do it this year. So it's awesome to be a part of that. And if we can't make it happen, then sorry, but we're gonna do our best too.
Is it kind of hard to imagine, Cam? 2 years ago, you commit to ASU. You go back to that day, go to today. Does it kind of blow your mind what took place during those 2 years?
Yeah, it's crazy because last year, I got a little bit of it, and I got a little, I got to dip my toes in the water, and I didn't really understand what it was all about. And this last 4 months of my life have been completely different. And I got to be prepared for it a little bit back last year, but it's definitely bigger and better this year for sure.
And then the complementary football. I mean, I know obviously Coach Dillingham talking about from the beginning of the season. You hear Coach Ward, Coach Arroyo talking about it, but how pumped do you guys get? I mean, when you're seeing the defense, especially this year, have the success that they've had creating turnovers, and how much does that just pump you guys up on offense?
I mean, we feed off each other. You see the defense had 3 stops in a row in that Big 12 championship, and we scored each time. It just shows you that we feed off each other, and when we make something happen and they end up coming back and making something happen, everybody has trust on each other, and when they make a big play, we know we have to make a big play. So, and then when we make a big play, the defense knows they have to step up and stop them so we can make another big play. So, I think just having the trust from both sides of the ball is huge.
Guys, good.
Thanks, Cam. Being able to come out here, not only showing support for Trophy and Excellent Law Group, it's awesome just for them to be able to do this for me. For the people to come out, and show their support. I'm grateful.
I know you wanted to be in New York for the Heisman, but seeing your name come up as finishing 5th, what did that mean to you?
A lot, because I was in conversation for a couple weeks, and just knowing that I fell short by one person, I wasn't too upset.
Scott, we've heard from a lot of other players on the team and coaches about them watching you break these crazy runs where it looks like it might be a 5-yard gain and then it turns into a 60-yard gain. How do you stay upright when you're pulling off runs like this?
I mean, it's the natural balance that I have. I was gifted by God with that. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Obviously, I train in the off season every year to work on those things and work on my balance and have the ability to do that. But I couldn't give you an exact answer. I guess I was born gifted with it.
What's it like for you though when you break off a run like that and you kind of maybe have time to watch it back in hindsight?
It's awesome because, I mean, I always shock myself when I do something like that. It tends to happen all the time, so it's cool to be able to look back and see that.
Are you anxious to get back on the field? What's it been like to have the time off? Are you enjoying it, or are you like, let's get a game going?
Yeah, it's nice to have some time off because, you get healthy and your body starts feeling better, and going into another game fresh off of 3.5 weeks off, it's super nice. So.
What are you going to do for the Texas Clemson game? Are you going to be scouting it or just watching it for fun?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be on the couch hanging out, watching, some chicken wings and watching the game, just like a normal person would be. I have nothing special planned for it.
Do you prefer a particular team?
No, not really. I'm ready for both of them. You don't really get to pick, so why would you?
Yeah, when you look out and see just everybody that showed up, what comes to mind? What do you think of when you see this scene?
It's awesome. Like I said earlier, I'm grateful to be in this position, to be able to have these people support me and have all these people show up to give their support. It's awesome.
And a little boy was pretty excited that you signed his hat. How many of those encounters do you get? And what do you get the most out of doing that for kids?
Yeah, I already retweeted that because that's what I want to see. I don't want to see somebody come up with 5 cards unautographed and ask for all 5 of them autographed because that kid will keep that hat forever. He will never sell that hat no matter how much it's worth, and that's what I do it for because he's now happy and he'll be happy all week. He'll show his friends at school and he'll grow up, and tell his friends as he gets older that I signed his hat. So that's what I do it for sure.
Is that the best part of this run, just inspiring the next generation of Devil fans?
Yeah, 100%. You got to do it for the fans and the support you have. If you don't, you might not have much. So.
Is there anything that you want to say to fans, especially students and the ones traveling all the way to Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be in the corner that you guys want to be supporting, and it's awesome because I got my family coming and I know what it costs and what it takes to get there. So it's super nice to have at least those people that try their hardest to get there and could be spending every dollar in their bank account to get there. So it's grateful. Thank you.
You talked about that kid. I would imagine you were that kid once. What's it like to have the tables turned?
Yeah, I never really went out and tried to get autographs and stuff. I was kind of like, who cares? I always thought I was going to be the best, and I was the best. That's not something. That's not against anybody, but this is not who I was. But just seeing it and being able to be that person in that kid's life, that's what the blessing is.
I know you lost some weight after you had to deal with pneumonia and stuff, and you were able to keep that weight off and play a lower weight level this year. Can you talk a little bit about your nutrition and just kind of workout regimen that allowed you to kind of stay so durable and put up the year you had?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't change a ton eating wise, but I worked harder. I was a little lazy last year. I worked harder and I grinded it out, and I understood what it takes to get to the next level. And Coach Dillingham and Coach Joe did a great job, and I put more effort into those workouts and those runs each time we did them. So I think just my lack of laziness from last year to this year changed a lot of my mentality for sure.
And back to everybody good? Back to the Heisman. Your QB on the early odds. I think he's third best odds to win it next year. 11. Making that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that kid won it 2 or 3 times in a row. He's going to be the best quarterback in college football for the next 3 years. I have no doubt. As long as he keeps his head on his shoulders and keeps a smile on his face, I think he'll be just fine.
Everybody good?
Thank you guys.
There it is. Cam Scatterbo from last night. Sparky's Den show. Again, he was out there, and if you've seen it on social media, absolutely awesome. And the kid was, and again, as a kid, like you said, and all kids are, I mean, I remember, getting some autographs to school, and, you go around, you see, you're like, damn. And but yeah, the excitement again. And like you said, in the beginning, the Valley, seeing it, he's like, yeah, definitely activated. But yeah, winning obviously helps that. Everybody knows in every sport, we all understand that. But he made a great point, if you're 8-4 or, 5-7, can you, that juice behind it? Because like Coach Dillingham said earlier a few weeks ago that he didn't want to, have this big of a turnaround again, because that means that the season before would be absolutely brutal, right? My pitchfork luncher. So, but yeah, awesome again. And like you said, Coach Arroyo and what he's done and how he's called it. And I mean, how Sam Levitt has grown, and obviously your running game can help that, but the accuracy, the scrambling, just the the growth, and when you hear Sam Levitt talk just each week, obviously he's confident, but he came in here, like I said, to compete. He wasn't guaranteed. Also breaking news earlier today, Clayton Smith said that he will be back for his last year. He could have definitely entered the draft, but he will be back next year, which is just again awesome to see. So we'll get to hang around with Clayton and the Snakes again. Look forward to catching up with him soon. So I did see that. I wanted to get that to you, but yeah, so it's exciting. Speaking of exciting, hoops wise, my friends, man, look, this team is 8-2 right now, and they this team again has been electric, exciting. Yes, the Florida Gators, who are number 7. They are let's see, in the AP, Florida is number 7 in the country. Gonzaga now number 13. They were 3 when ASU lost to them, but suffered a loss or down 5. But still, you look at, Iowa State, Big 12 team, 3rd in the country, who of course ASU will see this year. Then we also have Kansas at number 8. Houston is at 15. Cincinnati is at 19. And yeah, those are the Big 12 teams that are ranked right now. ASU has got a 14, or on the top 25. ASU received 14 votes. So, 738. So they're 39th, basically, say, in the country right now with in the AP poll. But yeah, it's but for what Joe Sansanin, freshman again, leading the team, averaging 14.8 points per game. Bashir Jihad, 13.3. Alston Mason at 11.4. BJ Freeman, 11.3. And Adam Miller at 10.3. So you have 5 guys averaging over double figures, obviously, that I read you right there. So again, this this group again playing. Look, it's young defensively. Jaden Quaintance, who's averaging 8.4 points per game. Man, but just defensively, how he can change shots, getting rebounds, the blocking, the athleticism, again, just absolutely. It's one of those things where when you look at it, they're an exciting team. And yes, young and defensively, especially with Jaden Quaintance, like I was saying there, man, it's just but they're getting set to take on UMass, and that will be again Saturday at 2 p.m. In Springfield. Well, not on the campus, but a few miles away. Springfield, and it'll be on the CBS Sports Network, also here on 98.7 FM locally. So yeah, Saturday 2 p.m. again. You're watching football games again, the semifinals, or the first round, I should say, not semifinals, the first round, and go from there. So it's again a UMass team that struggling a little bit right now, but what's the response going to be? And that's one thing, again, from Coach Hurley, his teams have responded well after, what he has seen and the team has seen is not playing well in spots, playing like they should. And so, it's going to be an interesting game on Saturday. So, but I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a most phenomenal rest of your Thirsty Thursday. Again, at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You can see the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, michael.carrotanudo.5. And yes, like I tell you every day, the YouTube channel at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe away because you missed a great conversation with Offensive Coordinator Marcus Arroyo. So I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a most phenomenal day. And I will see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. And yes, you know it. As always, hashtag our state. Absolutely. And as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man. The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blaine Baker, Funnel will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's a way. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scores!